I've been using the M2 MacBook Pro 14 as my primary computer since it was released 4 months ago. I have not only broken it out to run a series of benchmarks from time to time and then claimed that these are long-term opinions. I've worked from home, traveled, game. I've done just about everything that you can do with this laptop. In fact, check it out. I didn't have to pull it out of storage or anything like that. I literally I just was using it as my regular computer. And really quickly, I'd like to thank today's sponsor, iFixit. So how's it holding up? Well, I think it's easy to say that I've been pretty shocked at how much I like this computer. Yes, it's easy to say exciting things for the internet because boring things don't really get that much engagement. But despite making tech videos, I'm kind of a curmudgeon when it comes to buying myself new tech. I mean, you can look at my library. I've made quite a few videos in the past saying that you have all the power that you need in computers on the market today, and whatever that next marketing magic upgrade later, it's probably not worth buying. So when I bought the M2 MacBook Pro, I thought it would get used for a couple of videos, then get added to my pile of laptops in my closet. But that's not what happened. I took out the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16 that I normally use to create all my content or play video games or whatever. I plugged this in and it just never got cycled out. So the first thing I've liked all this time later is just how much of a complete package this computer is. Yes, you can really make any of the current Apple laptops work in a variety of settings from home office to travel to whatever, but this specific computer does it all, but better. We'll get more into specifics later, but just know that if you buy this laptop, and if you've already purchased it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you buy this, you don't have to buy anything else. There's always like an accessory video or an asterisk after a purchase, but not here. This is really all in one. The trouble we're going to run into today is it's not that much different from what came before it. Most of what I'm going to say today could also apply to the M1 MacBook Pro 14. So I'm really going to try and not rehash all the same talking points again, but it is going to be kind of hard at times. And specifically, what's better here comes down to a few key things. And for context, I own the absolute base model version. Unless you really have the need for more, and I don't, and I run a whole YouTube channel, I play all the stuff like power, storage, memory, and the base model here, I haven't needed anything more than this. This base model M2 Pro comes with a 10-core processor, 16-core GPU, 16 gigabytes of unified memory, and a 512 gigabyte solid-state drive. That's fantastically powerful, and while not overwhelmingly more powerful than last year's base model, I've yet to come across an instance in any of the things that I do, like I said, family business, gaming in World of Warcraft Classic. Seriously, when is Season of Mastery 2 coming out? Months more of Ulduar and Trials of the Crusader has me not thrilled very much. Basically, I've never wanted for power. This thing feels like my far more expensive M1 Max computers to use than it does my previous M1 Pro 14-inch MacBook. You can also upgrade this more than the M1 MacBooks, which is cool, but again, not something that I would personally do. You do get a little bit better battery life from the M2 compared to the M1. Apple claims 18 hours on the M2 Pro versus 17 hours on the M1 Pro, and I appreciate that. It does cost the same year to year, and we'll talk more about price in a second, but anything that gives me better battery life is objectively better, and I don't use the dreaded O word all that often. I'm more lax on battery life for cell phones, tablets, stuff like that, where I only use them intermittently throughout the day. But I will use a laptop for 12 plus hours at a time, and I really need it to last a full day at bare minimum. And when I say a full day, I don't like feeling constrained or nervous that I need to find an outlet and I barely make it throughout the day. I like comfortably being able to make it through that day. And I'm not trying to throw shade at Windows laptops when I say this, but when I use my work-provided Dell laptop, I'm terrified to ever take it away from the wall. I always have to plan on bringing a power cable and adapter with me if I go to a conference room to host or attend a meeting, and I hate that. I hate that so much. In personal life, I never ever worry about that with the MacBook Pro. And if you don't think peace of mind is worth paying for, I don't know why you would feel that way. Are you okay? Thanks to iFixit for sponsoring this video. You can learn how to fix just about anything at ifixit.com. Search through thousands of free repair guides and find the high quality parts and precision tools to fix your phones, laptops, game consoles, and so much more. I just recently used that Manta driver kit to upgrade my Dell XPS 15, and the driver and bits handle anything I throw at them. Thankfully, they're all backed by a lifetime guarantee. And now you can save even more with iFixit's yard sale. Get free shipping on orders $50 or over with code YARDSALE. So click on the link in the description and find your fix today. Another thing that I like about the MacBook Pro 14 over Windows computer is how simple it is to get set up in a working from home system. When I try to plug in my Dell XPS to my monitor, it always defaults to the integrated Intel graphics, which means the display, even this very expensive 240Hz gaming monitor, gets capped at 60Hz. Sure, there's a way to finagle the settings to allow for the main graphics card to take over, but that's an extra step that I don't want to and shouldn't need to take in a computer that is marketed to folks working from home. On the MacBook, I can either use the HDMI port for full resolution and full frame rates up to 8K 60Hz, or I can just use one of the Thunderbolt ports. Like, it's the simplicity and the ease of use that I care about. If it was all about power, I would only have a custom-built PC and I would pull it along in a little cart and carry it with me everywhere. Speaking of which, does anybody sell custom PC handcarts to just carry around from office to office? Maybe we need to make one of those. The physical construction hasn't changed from M1 to M2, but I do want to bring this up again because the laptop design is a really big part of the reason that this continues to be fantastic. This is hands down the best laid out laptop on the market today. Its physical size is perfect. It's somewhat between a small travel laptop and full on, might as well just purchase an actual desktop computer. The keyboard is perfectly sized for spending a long time working from the road. The best part for me are all the ports. Most of the time I use my laptop, I'm sitting at this desk where I talk to you all, and with a single cable, I'm able to plug my laptop into the entire setup. But that's not unique to the MacBook Pro 14, and that's not unique to most laptops. I think even Chromebooks can do that today, but it's the rest of the ports that sell this MacBook Pro. There are not a lot of productivity machines for sale today that have full-size HDMI, multiple USB-C ports, SD card slots, and a headphone jack. It seems like the other brands learned the wrong lessons from that last generation of MacBooks that were almost so small to be impractical. Yes, it's cool if you can get a computer down small enough to only fit in 2 Thunderbolt ports, but who wants to buy or use something like that? And when your computer is that small, you can't really put big beefy processors in them or they overheat. Cough, cough, 2019 MacBook Pro 15, cough, cough. So while this compromised design shocked us all when it was announced, hands down, it's been the best thing Apple's done in computing for a hot minute. Okay, while we're already talking about some things that the 2 generations share, let's also mention the display because the MacBook Pro display with ProMotion continues to be one of the best things about it. There is normally this balancing act between battery life and good built-in displays. We saw that a couple of months ago when I was talking about the new Dell XPS 15. If you want that higher end, really nice looking panel that still doesn't match up to the specs here, you have to sacrifice a huge amount of battery life. But as we previously mentioned, battery life is the point of a laptop. If you are giving that up, again, I cannot understand why you would do that. Seriously, are you okay? This display is the best, and you still get the best battery life from the computer. That's a win-win. And when it comes to price, we're thankfully now in the territory where I can easily recommend this one because it's on the Apple refurbished website. So while I think all the things I've said are true, and I still love this computer even with the $19.99 price tag that I paid for it, you can get it treated brand new from Apple for $300 less than what I paid for. That's 15% right off the top for the exact computer that I have. That's why. That's absolutely why you should never buy Apple computers right out of the gate. It's only been 4 months, and you can already save so much money on this. You could probably find the M1 Pro 14 for a little less, but I think that $100 to $150 difference is not that big of a deal, and I do think the M2 MacBook Pro 14 has more than $100 in value in it over that base model M1 MacBook Pro 14. Real talk, no, there isn't that much of a difference between the M1 and M2 MacBook Pro 14s, but there is enough of a difference, and now that the price is darn near identical, I absolutely recommend the newer model. Like I've said many times today and in previous videos, this is so good that I just never stopped using it, and over the past 4 months, I've been very impressed with how much I like this darn thing. But what about you? Are you in the market for a portable laptop? What one did you buy, or are you currently looking for? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, click here to see some cool accessories that you could buy with a MacBook Pro 14, but you don't really need them, but they are cool nonetheless. Thanks for watching.